Hi guys, Cy from Cyanide Software. So this next video is on your users and licenses. So you actually, like the old site, it looks all similar. We tried to make things look as, so you didn't have to learn something new. We tried to keep it the same. So the first section here we're going to talk about, which is your users themselves. So if the first time you've logged in, you can actually press any of these buttons and trial our products. If you have already pressed one, it's going to tell you when this is going to expire. And then once it is expired, this will show up as expired, of course, so you won't be able to use that trial anymore. This lists all your available licenses. So I have a few licenses here. So it shows how many licenses you own, and then how many are available. So if you need to apply them, just simply uncheck or check the text box next to any of our products on your users. This first user is your user alone. You can't delete it, you can't remove it, you can't do anything with that. That's your user. The next section down here will be licenses given to you. And these licenses don't belong to you, of course, so you can't actually edit these. And that's sort of down here. Like I've given this Fred at Cyanide Software a license or a user, and when he logs in, he'll actually see that he has a license given to him. So you can simply delete users very easily. Anybody that you want to add, so if I was to put in, say, user at ddd.com, it's going to tell you that they are not a Cyanide user. Any users that you're going to give a license to, you have to make sure that they sign up first, or else, they're going to need to know their password and stuff like that. So we've removed this. What we used to do is you'd create a user and it would send them an email with a plain text password. It wasn't very good, so now we've made it so that you have to have a user that's signed up. So let's add someone as a user. So let's say I want to give a license to Josh. It's going to check that Josh is a user, and I'm just going to click on the button add user, and it's going to dynamically give me this user. So now I can simply just apply what licenses I want to that user itself. Any of the old users that you might have had, now you've logged in and you have all these old employees that might have left, you can simply just remove their licenses and delete that user. So this area is pretty simple. We tried to keep it looking the same as the old website, but work a lot better and faster. The only other thing in here is the reset Mac ID button. So right now I don't have a Mac ID set, but next time I log into with our software in 3D Studio Max, it's going to actually set that Mac ID. If I want to move to a different computer and I log in as Max, it's going to tell me that Mac ID is used. You're going to need to log into the website and press this button, and that'll release that Mac ID so you can log in on a different computer. Now, the old website, we weren't really stringent on keeping that rule. There's a lot of people out there using multiple licenses, multiple logins for different users. The new website now restricts that. Like I said, we loosely let a lot of people do that in the beginning, but now this is going to change. So if you do get that message, like I said, just go and reset the Mac ID. All right. Next thing is all your active licenses. So this sort of gives you details on maybe what is recently expired and what licenses you do have. So I have, let's see, three licenses from resellers that have sold me and one that I purchased on the website. So any of these that I go in here, if the license is applied, same thing, it's going to show down here the user that's using it. So that's a proxy. So let's just go back into users, and I'm going to apply proxy to my user. And if I go back into here, you're going to see that it's applied to that user who's using that license. Renewals, we did the same thing. So if you don't want to renew our software, you can turn that off and it will not renew. I want that one to renew, so I'm going to leave that on. So it's pretty simple. It's similar to what we had on the old website, just a little more information, works a little better. These licenses, your expired licenses, will show here for about a month's time. Just so you know that you've logged in and maybe a license has expired, you'll actually can go in here and see that it did. After about a month's time, they will delete themselves. And once they have expired, you can't actually renew that one. Just simply buy a new license. So that's pretty much it for our users and license areas. I hope this works a little better than the old site. I know it was really slow. People couldn't delete their own users, and there was a lot of changes that needed to be made to this. So I hope this all helps you out. Thanks a lot, guys. See you.